Hey guys, and welcome to Curls Dislike. These are basically videos of things I dislike. So you might agree with them, might not. With that being said, before I get to the topic, I'm going to say I apologize for not getting back to you guys as soon as I was going to get to you guys. I got a bit busy working on this room, work, my schedule at home, what time I have to be sleeping, and things just changed dramatically for me, and I'm sorry. I know I was supposed to be back by April or May, one of the two, and I couldn't, and I'm like making a video now, but I'm back, and I'm gonna try my best to try to make this a weekly videos like I was doing before, but I can't promise because how things have been for me. So with that being said, let's see what today's topic is. Curl dislikes missing an event. Yeah, I do like missing events. I dislike missing events, and they have happened to me in the past. I'm gonna mostly hit conventions for these because there's nothing you can really do about conventions. Because once a convention comes, it's like you're done, goodbye. You're not getting your money back, so that's one that sucks. And number two, a lot of the times it's more like, well, you missed the event, your ticket is now useless, and that's what happened with me and Chiller. Now, I was supposed to go to Chiller Theater for this past May, and something happened where I had the wrong date. So when I had the date for Chiller for the last week of May or April, whenever it was, and it turned out to be the third week, not the fourth week. And and then when they told me about it, oh, Chiller's today, did you go or not? And I'm like, I'm already at work, and it's a Sunday, and I'm like, thanks for telling me. I missed the event completely. That means I didn't do what I was supposed to do at the event, so that really does suck. I remember there was another event I missed, Anime Next 2012. I actually missed out of all the Anime Nexts I've been to. That one I ended up in the hospital, and these things can happen, and then the person who was giving me the ride also ended up in the hospital. From what I remember, this part of their face went numb, and they were like, ugh. So that person ended up in the hospital. Apparently, they had a high velocity of of diabetes. Yeah, like diabetes, and it hit him very, very hard that he ended up in the hospital. I ended up in the hospital as well, and that really does suck because you missed the event. So the good news is that I contact Anime Next, and they were very nice, and they were like, oh, well, yeah, you can use your ticket for next year, when it comes. And I'm like, oh, awesome, that makes me feel much better, because I told them I was in the hospital. With Chiller, I told them due to uncircumstantial events, I couldn't make it. I didn't tell them I had the wrong day, but I told them, can I use my ticket for the next one? They're like, no money back, no using your ticket for the next one. So I told them, can you please put this in the FAQ, because what happens if somebody missed the event due to an emergency, they ended up in the hospital or something, and it's like, they didn't say anything about putting it in the FAQ, but that really was a bummer, because I was like hoping to go, and sadly I wasn't able to go. There's been some events where let's just say like music events, you might have missed it because you had no ride, and you actually had the ticket and nobody took, basically you didn't have the ride to be taken, or one of your family members ends up in the hospital, or something happens where you're forced to work, and you're just like, but I need this day off, and they're like, well, you either come to work or we're gonna fire you, and that really does suck. So there are actually a lot of events that I have personally missed. I remember I was going to go to the Angerfest event, and I forget why I missed it. There was somebody that was going, and I just didn't want to deal with it, but I lost my money on that one, and I had the ticket and everything, but I just didn't want to deal with that person. And you had probably a group of people that were going, and you're like, I don't want to deal with these people. I know I'm going to bump into them, and I just don't want to deal with them, and that's another bummer. There are so many reasons why you could be missing an event, and it really does suck when you can't use your ticket anymore. So this becomes like a piece of paper worth of garbage, and when you can't You can't transfer, you know, your ticket to another event. They don't allow that. Obviously, there's no money back, so you could dispute it, but I think that's as far as you can go. But other than that, it really does suck. And luckily today, I remember it's BookCon, and I always keep my like tickets and stuff there. But this one, I had the wrong date in my hand, even though this actually told me the right date. But I'm going to BookCon. It's like I'm making sure I always make sure everything's right there. But it does suck when you miss an event and that was it, and your friends went and they didn't tell you it was today, and they're like, where were you? And I'm like, are you kidding me? So that's another one that does suck, because your friends are like, they don't care whether you win or not. So with that being said, I got a special thanks to you guys for watching. I hope you guys keep supporting me. I know I'm not big on trying to make videos all the time and like continue a consistent flow, and I'm sorry about that, but just things have been difficult for me. But with that being said, I'll see you guys next time.